Hi, and welcome to No Bullshit. I'm your truth teller, Rebecca, and this is your weekly Matrix moment. So here we are. It is now the next official week of No Bullshit, and I'm here with my official weekly mug. This is my, why do I struggle so much for that? So annoying. There you go. All right, that's my cat mug for today, my nerdy t-shirt for today. It's just the way I roll, I guess. What am I going to talk about this week? I think I'm going to get real on some shit right now. It has been a really, really painful week for me for a couple of reasons. I mean, you guys know most of the crap that's been going on in my life. But what happens to me when these kinds of big messes happen is that I start to do this little hibernation dance. It's like how long can I have a couch vacation for? How long can I get away with not showering? How long do I really need to do laundry? Those kind of things. And just kind of coasting, right? And doing the must-have kind of items and things like that. But it's been really mentally exhausting to sort of be in this place, considering, thinking about even, which I hate to say it out loud, but feeling a little burnt out, actually. I've been doing the dance. That's what I call it. Anxiety and depression are my two best friends. They hang out with me and my autism all the time. And they do a little dance with each other. They like to egg each other on, right? So I lose my job. Feeling a little anxious about that, worried about money. And then that becomes, oh, you'll never be able to do anything about that. And some negative self-talk gets thrown in there. And oh, you'll never be anything, and how are you going to fix this, and there's no way to fix this, and then there's no way to fix this, so I get out of bed, and in pops in depression. Hey, anxiety, you're hanging out, looks like you need some friends. So here comes in depression to be like, yeah, you're not good enough to do those things anyway, so why don't you just stay on the couch? You'll bother less people if you just keep your life simple, right? So just hang out here, nobody needs you anyway. Right? So depression and anxiety have these nice little conversations in my head all week. And I was really falling into that old habit of hibernation. So this week, very proudly, I am calling no bullshit. I am saying this is bullshit. Hibernation is bullshit. It's old habits hibernation. It's not healthy. And I know better, right? I know better the things to be doing. So I said, brain, you're going to do better this week. So this week I wrangled anxiety and depression and did my best to turn them out. But I want to be honest about sort of that whole process, right? Because I had a moment. I had an aha moment, for lack of a better term, right now. And so here are my notes, my trusty notes always on my phone. And they were copious notes this week, you guys. Really, seriously copious, because I think there's a piece in it. I might actually be getting some writing juice back, which is yay, right? All right. Anyway, so while I was thinking and laying there and regrouping, I was remembering that the one solid piece of advice anyone had ever given me throughout this process was do something about it. Don't just sit there and dwell in it and bathe in it and soak it all in and get comfortable in it, right? You never want to get comfortable. That's what I tell people all the time. Don't get comfortable in your discomfort. So I decided I would do something. And since I wasn't feeling motivated in particular to do anything other than what I had to do, I made that motivation really basic. I physically didn't let myself sit still for very long. So I made sure that I got up and I went out on the dog walks and I did things with the animals. Walter's here, but I don't know. I don't think I can turn. Maybe I can. There he is. Aw, boo. There he is. So cute. But yeah, I hung out with the dogs a lot, spent a lot of time with Antonio, and went back to basics, right? I made sure that I did little things, and I didn't get kind of stuck in my mess, right? And, I mentally didn't let myself be paralyzed, right? Because that was the other piece, right? This failure could easily just give me paralysis. We call it inertia sometimes when we talk about it in the autism community, but it's just that, I can't even take a tiny step forward. And I don't want to live in that. I don't. So what I decided to do was to keep taking mental little steps forward, and actively seeking some positive solutions. And for me, that means solving this job crisis, right? It means applying for jobs I maybe don't necessarily want. It means setting a goal for myself of applying for at least 3 jobs every day. It means keeping in the loop of the looking and the searching, right? And actively doing something to change my situation rather than just kind of dwelling in the mess of it all. So I was doing that, and I did a lot of my next step, which is resting. I did a lot of resting, a lot of extra sleeping, napping, just super easy on my brain stuffs. And I really spent a lot of time doing my enthusiasms. I guess if you're not in the autism world, you'd maybe call them special interests, or maybe you would call them hobbies. But the things that are outside of your life requirements that you do for pure pleasure, the things that you enjoy doing. For some people it's knitting, for some people it's reading, but making sure you give in to those. So I did a lot of that too. I gave into my enthusiasms, and I let myself spend positive time with my enthusiasms, and I didn't let myself talk shit to myself the whole time that I was laying there, because you know what, a crappy thing did happen, and I'm okay to sit and kind of process through that. And I'm okay to do nothing on some days, because some days the doing nothing is just as important as the days that are kind of pushing through and doing everything. And I had plenty of those with the move. I moved my whole house, my whole family. I'm exhausted, so I rested. I did a lot of that. It was really, really important for me, and I did it. And I made sure to do something really important, which is not to stop caring about me physically, right? Like, it's okay to skip a shower here and there. It's okay to just not want to wash your face one day or whatever that is, and let the laundry sit for 1 extra week. But you don't want to let those chores pile up, because when they pile up, you feel worse about yourself than you're already feeling. And then on top of it, if your environment isn't clean and your body's not clean and your whole, you don't feel put together, the chances of you getting out of your wallow are pretty crappy. So I forced myself to shower, and I forced myself to do the dishes, and I forced myself to eat right and not eat just garbage, though there were times when I gave in to the garbage eating, right? But it was that stuff. It was laundry. It was taking care of the pets every day and making sure that their needs were met. It was making sure that I was drinking and eating and going to the bathroom and things that I would otherwise just Netflix binge and forget, right? It was not letting that cycle happen, that cycle of sickness. It's really what it is. It's a sick cycle that you have to break for yourself. But I did all of those things. And yes, last night, that's right, on time, very good timing for the video, there the spark came. It was tiny, but it was a little spark, and there it was, and I was like, oh my God, I think it's working. And it was working. I started to feel the ideas come back. I started to get the quickness in my brain that I'm used to, the way that I like to be and function. I started to feel my light again. I don't know how else to describe that. And so sticking with this sort of pushing through and forcing myself to do the things that I know work, it worked. It did. So last night I kind of was like, oh, there's stuff I can do. There's more stuff I can do, right? Because we sit around and we like to wallow and say, there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing else I can do about it. I can't do anything about it. But that's not true. There's more that I can do about this situation than just applying for jobs every day, and telling myself that I'm doing my best, right? There was definitely more. And that comes from a reframe. That's really what it was. In a moment, I said to myself, well, how could I just reframe kind of this whole situation that I'm in a way that doesn't make it feel like it's such a horrible thing? I mean, let's look at it realistically, I said to myself. Okay, so I did. Let's think about it. I didn't really lose my job, right? I know exactly where it went. It's not missing on a planet somewhere. The aliens didn't take it away. We know exactly where my job went, right? So I didn't lose it. So let's start using the right language, right? I am no longer employed where I was previously employed, right? I am no longer under contract. And when I say that, I am no longer under contract. I don't know, I felt free. Wait, if I'm no longer under contract, I'm not obligated to anybody to do any one thing in particular at all. I'm not under contract anymore means I can go and do whatever I want. It means I can say yes to things I didn't otherwise have the opportunity to say yes to. I didn't have the space in my life for other things because I was under contract, but I'm not anymore. And I'm not anymore means I'm free. And I said, all right, what does that mean for me? What are the other opportunities that are available to me? When I look at my inbox and I look at my messenger and I look at my LinkedIn Messenger and all of my social media that you guys contact me through, the questions are always the same. You guys want mentoring. You want one-on-one coaching. And the businesses, they want consultations. They want trainings. They want workshops, right? So I'm back. I'm going to go back to consulting, and you guys, just for you, I'm going to go back into coaching. I had walked away for it for quite some time, for the last year or more. I had been under contract. And so one of the things that I let go for signing on to that contract was my one-on-one consultations and my one-on-one coaching. So you guys, here it is, the big plug. I'm back. I am going to be doing coaching for you guys. I am going to be doing consultations for your businesses, your organizations, your HR departments. I am going to be doing all of that stuff, and that means you need to get in my calendar. If you're emailing me, if you're messaging me and you're not getting the response that you want, or you're not getting a response at all, that would be highly unlikely. Most likely what you've been getting from me is referrals and resources to somebody else. But now, if it's me you want, it is me you may have. I am going to be rebooting my website this week with Antonio. We're going to do some work on it so I can make myself available to you guys, kind of spell out the kinds of coaching that I'm going to be doing, the kinds of mentoring that I'll be doing, and what, how to get into my calendar. If you so choose to get into my calendar, because I have not been available for that stuff for you guys in about a year. So welcome back to coaching, Becca Lori, I say. And that's one thing that I realized. And so that the step one, right, because that was the other piece I wanted to share with you guys, is that just because I decide poof, I want to go back into consulting, there's a whole other, and coaching and everything, that there's a whole other piece to that, right? I have to somehow let the world know that that's what I want to be doing. Deciding it in here does nothing. I have to let you guys know. I have to make sure the information is clear and available on my website. I have a ton of things to do. So step one is super clear. Get your butt off the couch, Becca, and start redoing the website. So that's going to happen this week, you guys. Hopefully I'll be reaching out. I can get some new headshots and things like that. Just kind of cleaning it up. If there's stuff that you love on there that you already use it for, besides just trying to get in touch with me, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to kind of move things about and make things easier to find. Maybe update my bio. I don't know. It feels like a good time to just kind of clean up, revamp, and reintroduce myself to you guys. And I think that's about it. I think that's a really good idea. So it's like, I followed through on all of these things that I was sort of working on, and it came to me, right? You guys need to know I'm back. So I'm going to let you know I'm back in many ways, but I'm going to start there. And another thing that while we're on it, on step one, is step two, which is under consideration. And this one I need your input on because it's not just about me. It's usually not just about me, FYI. But along with this new construction, the new no bullshit paradigm that we're working on as a group, and along with kind of this new venue that I'm really enjoying, this way of connecting with you guys, is that now we have a way to kind of talk. So I was thinking about maybe doing a P.O. box out here. If you guys would be interested in sending me your silly cat mugs, if you're an artist, or if you're an autism organization or anything like that, so you could send me your silly funny mugs and maybe I'll use them on an episode because I do collect them, or my nerdy shirts. If you have a great nerdy shirt that you think I should be wearing or should know exists, please send them my way. Or if you guys wanted to send me autism pride stuff, I'm always looking for autism pride stuff. So that's sort of what I've been thinking about. So let me know if that's something you guys would want me to go about doing, or if you just rather stick with this kind of connection and email and stuff. But that's no bullshit for this week. right? I call bullshit on myself. I call bullshit on hibernation. It is the opposite of what I'm wanting to do this year. This year's word is flourish, and hibernation does not mean flourish. They are polar opposites. So I am off the couch. I am moving. I am clean. My house is clean. I am clean. And I'm thinking. I'm moving on, and I'm allowing my brain to regroup. And with it, and with all of that self-care, are coming back the ideas. So this is my welcome back to coaching. You guys reach out. You can email me through my website, www.beccalaurie.com, or you can email me straight at info@beccalaurie.com if you want to. You can always leave messages for me here, but that kind of stuff I'm going to do through email. It's a little easier for my brain and feels a little more private for you guys. So that's it. Reach out if you're interested in coaching, mentoring. I'll be putting together packages and that kind of stuff. Reach out to me if you have input on these no bullshit videos. If you have some bullshit you'd like to call, or you have some videos that you think I should be doing, if there's topics, if you want me to do a Q&A maybe. I don't know, my brain is really on fire. If you didn't notice, it's sort of really excited with ideas, and I'm looking forward to getting feedback from you guys for this week. Yeah, so that's it. I'm Becca Laurie Hector, your bullshit detector, and this is another episode of No Bullshit in the Can. I'll see you guys next week.